Salutations everyone and welcome to What Mattered. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie came out and the fans are up in arms because it ruined a franchise that was never really that good to begin with. I mean, sorry. Somebody had to say it. Twitch has been making waves this week because of changes that they made to their policy regarding music used in videos. In that, basically, if there was music in your video, it was getting muted or taken down entirely. And that had a lot of people up in arms, and rightfully so, because these types of changes are never, ever good. What happened is that, anyone who was using games in their broadcasts were getting muted for 30 minutes at a time, no matter how long the music was actually playing. It wasn't affecting live broadcasting, but the archived video footage of live broadcasts, which had some tweaks as well. But the music is the big thing. There were people's game streams who didn't even have outside music, which is in-game music that was being flagged for copyright infringement. And this is what happens when anything gets really this big. A lot of people are blaming YouTube and Google because they just purchased Twitch, and YouTube is really, really infamous for copyright infringements on music. But really no one knows if this was Google's doing or if Twitch was doing this on their own or anticipation of something Google tell them that they had to do. But overall, this is just something that just never works. It never works, and it makes absolutely no sense. People turning down free advertisement and basically just free money. I can't tell you over the years how many songs I've bought. Probably hundreds of dollars worth of music gone to record labels, independent artists, and proprietary music applications have gone to them because I've heard their songs in a YouTube video or something like that they didn't have permission for. That's money that they would not have gotten otherwise. It's free advertisement. No one's going to go to a Twitch stream or to a YouTube video because that they have a certain song playing. If they wanted to hear the song, they watch the music video or listen to it or download it illegally, which is even easier to do than any of that other stuff. But all these content creators are doing are using music that they like, that they think syncs up to their gameplay live or otherwise, and people get introduced to this music and people buy it. That's just, it's free advertising, and it's the best type of advertising you could ask for. It's not something that you can even engineer to be as effective as it is. But of course, companies are stupid and they want to copyright everything and make sure that people can't listen to or be aware of their music that they could be getting money for. So the world keeps on spinning, making less and less sense as the days goes on. But Twitch said that they have they're going to make some changes because of all of the things that were flagged that shouldn't have been as far as in-game music was going. And they say that we're going to make a lot of changes because we made some mistakes. But overall, this is not a sign of good things to come for good old Twitch. The other huge news this week was all the kinds of reports that Studio Ghibli was shutting down. And a lot of people were like, holy crap, this sucks. And people have been speculating this about for a couple of years. Mr. Miyazaki himself said it was inevitable, but there has been some mistranslations and some early reports that misinformed the masses. And so here's what's actually happening with good old Studio Ghibli, which creates, the best movies on the face of the earth. It's just what they do. They aren't shutting down production. They are doing a rebuilding. They're cleaning house. They aren't going to have on-staff animators anymore. So if and when they continue up production, they would have to hire some people or contract some people because they aren't going to be having as many employees as they have had in the past few years, where they were churning out a movie a year. And the success of their past couple films weren't very good. So they saw that this is something that we're going to have to eventually do, and they decided to do it now, especially with Mr. Miyazaki retiring for the 37th time. They said that this was a change that was going to be made one way or another, but they are not shutting down. They're going to focus on the properties that they have right now, and hopefully they're going to start up sometime in the future, but they aren't shutting down entirely. They're kind of reverting back to how they operated in like the 80s and the early 90s, to where they didn't have a movie coming out every year. where they would focus on quality over quantity. And that is basically what is happening right now. There's no word yet on how this is going to affect the television show that they're co-producing, or any other endeavors that they may be working on right now. But don't expect any movies for a while, or really any other Studio Ghibli-centric productions. But they aren't dead. Still sad story, but it was eventually going to happen anyways. Just people went crazy with their headlines and their misconceptions and slight mistranslations that really helped all the chaos ensue. In other anime news, the 15th year anniversary of Digimon was held this past week with an announcement of a new anime series starting up in the spring. It's going to follow the original cast with Tai, Agumon, and all the others in high school at 17 years old, and a new story starting off from there. Those of you who might not remember, Digimon first starting in 1999, always played second fiddle really to Pokemon. But while Pokemon has the best games and Yu-Gi-Oh! Has the best cards, Digimon easily had the best anime. The first one, Adventures, to which this one is going to be a predecessor of, was fairly good. Adventures 2 started out alright, then it kind of lost me. Tamers was pretty good. Frontier was my favorite, and I didn't watch Data Entry or Fusion, any of that stuff. Just past my time, really. But I'm really looking forward to this. They're taking, like the first gen, so like the people who first started like in it in 99 and then on. They're continuing that storyline with those characters, and hopefully this turns out well and can get Digimon back in the spotlight, to which they really haven't been since probably Adventures 2 is when they were at their peak with the movie release and everything. But good on them. Also, they're releasing all the other stuff on Blu-ray, if that sounds like something you'd be interested in the next few months. So, there have been a lot of rumors and information, confirmed, unconfirmed, about the possibility of a Shingeki no Kyojin Season 2 coming out relatively soon. There was a report that was going to start in July of next year. That was confirmed to be a hoax. The earliest that Season 2 could start would be in August. There was a Q&A earlier in Bonn, Germany, where they said that it is in pre-production, which I think a lot of us could have seen already coming. But as far as when Season 2 will be out is still up in the air. However, we do have some good news of stuff coming in the near future. An OVA based off of the upcoming Volume 17 and 18 mangas of Shingeki no Kyojin centered around Levi will be coming out. Levi, of course, an awesome character that everybody loves because he's super badass and just super special awesome. Altogether, Volume 17 and 18 of the manga will focus on Levi and will be coinciding with an OVA where it'll be set prior to the manga or the anime that we've seen focusing on Eren and Mikasa. So, obviously there's some, good feelings around the Attack on Titan fans. No word yet on if the 3DS game is getting an English release. It sold very, very well in Japan. I was a little surprised that it came out on the 3DS and not the Vita, because Vita has better hardware, can handle more action-oriented anime ports that Japan usually does, where the JRPG stuff is usually what's put on the 3DS. But hopefully some news on that soon for fans looking forward to that. So remember about a month ago when Batman vs. Superman changed their release date from July of 2015 to May of 2016 at the same day that Captain America 3 had already been announced that it was going to be released? And neither company said that they were going to back down, and everyone called bullshit on it, including myself. Well, big surprise. Guess what happened? Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice release date has been pushed forward to March as not to compete with Captain America. It's going to be coming out on March 23rd. As of now, who knows if they're going to change it a third time, but this one seems like to be a nice concrete release date. We all knew that they weren't going to compete with each other. It wasn't in either of the studio's best interests. While March isn't like your typical idea of a big movie month, it has had a lot of success in the past few years with some big franchises and blockbusters debuting or even having sequels coming out in March. And hopefully this movie will capitalize on that newfound success in the month of March as well. So we can look forward to that and any other things like really weird actors being cast as Aquaman. I mean, why? Anyways, that is what mattered this week. If I didn't talk about it, it probably didn't matter. If you want to know what matters in subsequent weeks, hit the subscribe button. One of these comes out every single Saturday. If you would like to see a Pokemon-themed Hunger Games on Minecraft, you can click this video right here, which has a download link for all you awesome people. And if you want to see what my thoughts were on the Destiny beta, you can click this link right here. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.